Isaac was old and turning blind, he called for Esau, his older son, and said, "My son." "Yes, father," Esau replied. "I am an old man now," Isaac said, "and I don't know when I may die. Take your bow and a quiver full of arrows, and go out into the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Prepare my favorite dish and bring it here for me to eat. Then I will pronounce the blessing that belongs to you, my firstborn son, before I die." But Rebekah overheard what Isaac had said to his son Esau. So when Esau left to hunt for the wild game, she said to her son Jacob, "Listen, I overheard your father say to Esau, 'Bring me some wild game and prepare me a delicious meal. Then I will bless you in the Lord's presence before I die.' Now, my son, listen to me. Do exactly as I tell you. Go out to the flocks and bring me 2 fine young goats. I'll use them to prepare your father's favorite dish. Then take the food to your father so he can eat it and bless you before he dies." "But look," Jacob replied to Rebekah, "my brother Esau is a hairy man and my skin is smooth. What if my father touches me? He'll see that I'm trying to trick him, and then he'll curse me instead of blessing me." But his mother replied, "Then let the curse fall on me, my son. Just do what I tell you. Go out and get the goats for me." So Jacob went out and got the young goats for his mother. Rebekah took them and prepared a delicious meal, just the way Isaac liked it. Then she took Esau's favorite clothes, which were there in the house, and gave them to her younger son, Jacob. She covered his arms and the smooth part of his neck with the skin of the young goats. Then she gave Jacob the delicious meal, including freshly baked bread. So Jacob took the food to his father. "My father," he said. "Yes, my son," Isaac answered. "Who are you, Esau or Jacob?" Jacob replied, "It's Esau, your firstborn son. I've done as you told me. Here is the wild game. Now sit up and eat it so you can give me your blessing." Isaac asked, "How did you find it so quickly, my son?" "The Lord your God put it in my path," Jacob replied. Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Come closer so I can touch you and make sure that you really are Esau." So Jacob went closer to his father, and Isaac touched him. "The voice is Jacob's, but the hands are Esau's," Isaac said. But he did not recognize Jacob, because Jacob's hands felt hairy just like Esau's. So Isaac prepared to bless Jacob. "But are you really my son Esau?" he asked. "Yes, I am," Jacob replied. Then Isaac said, "Now, my son, bring me the wild game. Let me eat it, and then I will give you my blessing." So Jacob took the food to his father, and Isaac ate it. He also drank the wine that Jacob served him. Then Isaac said to Jacob, "Please come a little closer and kiss me, my son." So Jacob went over and kissed him. And when Isaac caught the smell of his clothes, he was finally convinced, and he blessed his son. He said, "Ah, the smell of my son is like the smell of the outdoors, which the Lord has blessed. From the dew of heaven and the richness of the earth, may God always give you abundant harvests of grain and bountiful new wine. May many nations become your servants, and may they bow down to you. May you be the master over your brothers, and may your mother's sons bow down to you. All who curse you will be cursed, and all who bless you will be blessed." As soon as Isaac had finished blessing Jacob, and almost before Jacob had left his father, Esau returned from his hunt. Esau prepared a delicious meal and brought it to his father. Then he said, "Sit up, my father, and eat my wild game so you can give me your blessing." But Isaac asked him, "Who are you?" Esau replied, "It's your son, your firstborn son Esau." Isaac began to tremble uncontrollably and said, "Then who just served me wild game? I have already eaten it, and I blessed him just before you came, and yes, that blessing must stand." When Esau heard his father's words, He let out a loud and bitter cry. "Oh, my father, what about me? Bless me too," he begged. But Isaac said, "Your brother was here, and he tricked me. He has taken away your blessing." Esau exclaimed, "No wonder his name is Jacob, for now he has cheated me twice. First he took my rights as the firstborn, and now he has stolen my blessing. Oh, haven't you saved even one blessing for me?" Isaac said to Esau, "I have made Jacob your master, and have declared that all his brothers will be his servants. I have guaranteed him an abundance of grain and wine. What is left for me to give you, my son?" Esau pleaded, "But do you have only one blessing? Oh, my father, bless me too." Then Esau broke down and wept. Finally, his father, Isaac, said to him, "You will live away from the richness of the earth and away from the dew of the heaven above. You will live by your sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you decide to break free, you will shake his yoke from your neck." From that time on, Esau hated Jacob because their father had given Jacob the blessing. And Esau began to scheme, "I will soon be mourning my father's death. Then I will kill my brother Jacob." But Rebekah heard about Esau's plans. So she sent for Jacob and told him, "Listen, Esau is consoling himself by plotting to kill you. So listen carefully, my son. Get ready and flee to my brother Laban in Haran. Stay there with him until your brother cools off. 45, when he calms down and forgets what you have done to him, I will send for you to come back. Why should I lose both of you in one day?" Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I'm sick and tired of these local Hittite women. I would rather die than see Jacob marry one of them."
Ever made like one decision, seemed small at the time, but then whoa, it just spirals.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we're diving into today. This story, family drama, but like epic proportions. We're talking Isaac, his wife Rebekah, their sons, Esau and Jacob.
Classic sibling rivalry.
Totally, but bigger. This is about legacy, who gets what, whose line continues, all that.
And we can't forget the blessing in this story. It's not just good job, son.
Right. This is heavy stuff.
We're talking about the time of the patriarchs. These guys were founding fathers, literally. Their word had weight, spiritual weight. It determined the future.
Okay, so picture this. Isaac, the dad, he's getting up there, eyesight's going.
Happens to the best of us.
He figures time to pass the torch, so to speak. He wants to give a special blessing to Esau, his eldest.
Makes sense, right? Firstborn, inheritance, all that jazz.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it's not just the dad giving his kid a pat on the back. This is about inheritance, about who's in charge next, maybe even like divine right or something. Super intense.
Absolutely. And for folks back then, that firstborn son, Esau, he's got it made. That blessing, it's as good as written in stone.
So enter Rebekah, the wife. She overhears all this, and let me tell you, she is not on board.
Oh boy, here we go.
She's Team Jacob, her other son, all the way. And get this, she decides to, well, take matters into her own hands.
Bold move. You got to admire the, what's the word, the chutzpah.
Totally. I mean, to mess with what everyone back then thought was basically destiny, that's some serious gumption.
Even in a world run by men, women like Rebekah, they found ways to, let's say, exert their influence.
And how? Her plan to snag that blessing for Jacob is like something out of a movie.
Intrigue, deception, the whole 9 yards.
We're talking full-on disguise, using Jacob's cooking skills because Isaac loved wild game.
And they didn't have those DNA tests back then, right?
Nope. So they used goat skins to make Jacob feel hairy like his brother, even the way he walks up to his dad who can't even see.
Talk about gamble.
High stakes. You can practically feel the tension. Like, will he buy it?
And the crazy thing is, it works.
No way.
Isaac, he totally falls for it. Gives Jacob the blessing, the whole shebang.
Talk about a plot twist.
Right. Like, can you imagine being a fly on the wall?
I'd be glued.
But hold on, because here comes Esau.
Oh, man, I forgot about him.
The guy's been out hunting up a storm, probably starved.
Ready for his dad's blessing.
Exactly. He walks in, all proud, ready for his moment, and bam, hits him like a ton of bricks.
Someone just stole his thunder.
Worse, they stole his birthright. Esau's world just implodes, anger, betrayal, the works.
And Isaac, he's got to be feeling helpless.
Totally. I mean, what can he do? He's the one with the power, but he's been played. by his wife, his son. Talk about a family meeting from hell.
This isn't just he got the bigger slice of pie. This is serious stuff.
Life-altering. And it doesn't end there. This one messed up blessing, it echoes through generations.
Get out of here.
The text, it straight up says Esau wanted revenge. Jacob, he's got to watch his back, and their kids, their grandkids. It just keeps going.
So from this, like, family dinner gone wrong, you've got the seeds of, what, wars, feuds, all because someone wanted a blessing.
That's the thing about choices, right? They have consequences, unintended ones, that just
Make you
ripple
think
out.
twice about playing favorites, huh?
It really does. And Rebecca, you gotta wonder, did she see this coming? The chaos, the bad
It's like she lit a
blood.
fuse and then, boom.
A slow burn, generations in the
Crazy how
making.
one choice can do that, but it's also kind of human, isn't it?
Totally. We might not be fighting over blessings from biblical times, but those desires, ambition, wanting to secure your future, your kids' future, that's relatable, even
It's like
now.
we tell ourselves stories, right? About family, about what matters, what we pass on.
And then, wham, someone comes along and shakes it all up, throws a wrench in the
Like
works.
trying to force a happy ending, but instead you get, well, more drama.
The irony, right. But hey, I'm curious. For you, what hits the hardest in this whole thing? Rebecca's, let's call it initiative, Esau getting the short end of the stick, or is it Isaac? That blessing, how much weight it carries.
It's wild. We're talking about this stuff thousands of years later, but it's still like relatable, wanting your parents to be proud, sibling rivalry, hoping what you build lasts. That's timeless. Right?
Exactly. These old stories, they're not just dusty relics. They show us ourselves, our families, how we deal with wanting things,
It's
belonging.
like, yeah, there's chaos, people messing up left and right, but underneath, we're not so different.
We're all searching for something.
Maybe not a
yeah.
blessing from some patriarch, but wanting to matter, to be loved, find your place.
Mhm.
And sometimes how you get there, even if it starts out good, it backfires.
True that. Makes you think.
So we've gone deep on Isaac, Rebecca, their sons, that whole mess. But what we've talked about, family, what we leave behind, the choices that echo, well, that's worth thinking about long after this is over, right? So until next time, keep digging, keep asking those questions.